right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, once again, we are ready to get... Are you guys all ready for the program tonight? You ready to get here what you came here for? Some of y'all came here to see a gold medal winner tonight. Yes, you did. Please give your attention to the podium and give a nice, warm welcome to RTC coach, Dustin Schlatter. Dustin, take it away. Get up nice and close.
Okay. All right, we're working. So thank you all for being here. I just want to start, give a little recap from the RTC. Before I do, just a quick, brief rebuttal, a few things that were said earlier. I was at an old teammate's wedding last night in Bismarck. I flew back today. I just had a baby. I have a newborn at home. And thank you. And I managed to remember hair gel for what little hair I have. I want to apologize to Becker for all the ball jokes over the years. It's low-hanging fruit. Agam, you're better than that. I speak for a lot of men here when, we're over it, right? Move on. So, a successful year for the club, the RTC. Obviously, we have, an Olympic champ, the best in the world. That's our goal. That's why we're here. We're super proud of Gable, and it's a very successful club. We had 7 qualifiers for the Olympic team trials, second most in the country for any club. And we're excited for the future. We're going to continue to build. I want to introduce some of the guys we have moving forward. A lot of change. The last Olympic cycle was extended. It was 5 years, obviously, with COVID. So we had a lot of guys that were moving on, retiring. We've had 10, 11 athletes the last several years. A lot of those guys, like I said, are moving on with their life, and we're excited, though. We got a small group moving forward. Good group of guys. I want to introduce Owen Webster. Is Owen here somewhere? Stand up. There he is. Owen's our newest member. Owen's a 3-time NCAA qualifier. He was an All-American as a freshman for Augsburg. Transferred to the U. Round of 12 guy this last year. He was a Cadet World bronze medalist, and he has a knack for freestyle. Very talented, and so he's a big addition to the program. We're happy to have Owen. Daniel DeShazer, stand up. That outfit style, I like it. Daniel's been with us for a while. Lucky to have him. He was with Oklahoma, Nebraska Kearney, multiple-time national champion there. He's been with us for a while now. He's an incredible mentor. Works out with the little guys. He recently got 3rd at the U.S. Senior Nationals. Was 3-2 at the World Team Trials. Lost a couple close matches, but he just keeps getting better. We're lucky to have Daniel with us. So he'll be here for the cycle for us. Thanks, Dan. And we got Hayden Zilmer. Stand up, Hayden. Hayden's another one of our veterans. He's been on the circuit for a while now. 2-time Greco U.S. national team member, 3-time freestyle national team member, which is incredibly rare. This guy's a hammer. I couldn't say enough good things about him. He plays a big role in training with Gable. It's not easy to find guys for Gable to scrap with, and Hayden's one of those guys. So we're lucky to have him committed for the cycle, and recently bulking up to heavyweight, so he might be eating throughout the night. Just encourage him to continue to do so. So we'll continue to add some bodies, add some guys that fit our program, the direction we're going. But we're excited with what we have right now moving forward, and excited for the future. And I would like to introduce in It's a great honor to welcome our very own Olympic champion, Gable Stevenson. All right, so we're gonna do a little. Oh, you're right. We have video. Is there video? No video. We know the video. We've all seen the match 100 times. Gable won. All right, so we're gonna do a little Q&A here. We're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start from the beginning. If you tell us. You're from Northwest Indiana originally. When did you start wrestling? How did you get into it? Who influenced you? Tell us a little bit about your background, how you were introduced to the sport.
First off, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's here. I mean, I appreciate everybody that came through and showing the love and support that you guys do always. I mean, first of all, shout out to Coach Eggum, Becker, and Bramble, Sanders, and Dustin, of course, for helping us get through the COVID times and getting me to the. Did it just turn on?
You're good. That's okay. You're good. You're good.
Closer? And getting me through all those times and getting that Olympic gold medal, which is right over there. It's not a replica, it's a real deal. And a special shout out to Hayden also for being that practice partner and you know, I forget about you, Scott. You know, I forget about you. And Scott for being that weight trainer who's always stuck with me through all them times and making sure I was good enough to capture that Olympic gold medal. And so, I mean, I grew up in Northwest Indiana. My mom and dad right here, Robert and Letitia. Clap it up for them. So yeah, nothing really special. Just grew up grinding, just making sure I could get to this point. And quick backstory on my name, Gable Dan, just like Dan Gable. Kind of coincidence because we both won Olympic gold. It's about 30 some years apart. My mom named me after him, after hearing his name at a wrestling tournament at Folkston Nationals, which a lot of you guys know about in northern Iowa. So just being there and. Not me being there, but her being there with me in her stomach. Helped me get to the spot where I am now, and so she just loved the name Gable, and it came out Gable Dan, and just now I'm at this point, which is crazy, and I can't believe that I've hit that stepping stone to talk in front of many people and have a gold medal around my neck and be a WWE superstar and be an NCAA champion and be too much stuff that I can't even say, but it's a blessing to be here for real.
Yeah.
So let's talk about so you started in Indiana, moved to Minnesota.
Oh, my bad. I was born on the wrestling mat. I was actually, you know, you're born in hospital. I was born on the wrestling mat. That's what Mom always says. Just keep that story the way it is. Never change it. And that was the answer to the next question. You know, that was right.
So, if you have any advice, you had obviously success at every level. We'll talk about that, but you won Tulsa Nationals, all the youth tournaments. You did the whole circuit, and you were dominant at that level. What made you successful? We have a lot of, I think there's a number of parents for young wrestlers here. What advice would you give them? What set you apart?
Just what set me apart is just having fun, and I was Phantom 90 plus, so you know there's 3 guys in the weight class, so it's not that hard. It's not that hard to win at that weight. But for all the moms and dads here and grandpas and grandmas that may be here, if your kid's wrestling, young kid growing up, and just let your kids enjoy the sport. You know, I'm at my last year of ever probably putting on shoes, just because I've recently signed with the WWE and Vince McMahon is the boss now, so I gotta follow what he does. And I mean, just let your kids enjoy this sport. It's a long, grinding sport, and if your kids don't enjoy this one day, they might want to step away from it. And there's so much that can happen with this sport. I mean, this sport has taken me to heights that a lot of people have never seen before. And let your kids enjoy it. Let your kids have fun. That's probably the main thing.
So you come from a family that's obviously a very tight knit. Those of you that know the Stevensons, very close family, very tight knit. A wrestling family, a family of entertainers, a family of the history of dance. Some of you might not know, but Robert Stevenson, I would say professional dancer. If you can play MC Hammer, this guy can't sit still. So the question is, where did you get your athleticism from?
My mom.
And who's the best dancer in the family?
My dad.
So you're gonna apply for Dancing with the Stars?
Yes!
Oh yeah, by a couple of years.
Yes!
Too soon. So, incredibly tight-knit family. Talk about the transition. You guys moved from Indiana to Minnesota, going into 8th grade. Went to Apple Valley, very strong wrestling program. Why did you go there? You know, how was that transition? Was that tough on you? Talk a little bit about that experience.
I mean, most of you guys know I got my older brother Bobby. He was number one in the country coming out of high school. So our move to Minnesota was solely basically because him and my dad saw some in me growing up too. So I mean, a lot of things went back on in Northwest Indiana where we grew up that it's kind of too hard to explain. So I mean, I'll cut to the chase that I mean, Bobby is probably, if there was ever a person that truly deserved all the credit that he deserved that he probably didn't get, was probably him. Just because if because of him, I'm in this spot right now.
Yeah.
Having an older brother that can push you to that next level and that can make you become a star that you are today. And even though he is not that, and he wish he could be, he led that path for me to touch his spot and speak in front of people like you, speak in front of silent auctioneers and people that want to have a singlet signed by me and people that want to have a picture signed. And it's crazy. So, but yeah. So we moved to Minnesota my 7th grade year. Probably the biggest life-changing moment ever, just because me and Bobby decided to start wrestling in Indiana before we came, and Bobby got sought out by the Apple Valley coaches, and you're not supposed to transfer. It was a big deal if high school kids transfer to a better high school, because the other coaches were like, we want to win a state title, so we can't win a state title because their team's better, so we're gonna tell them. But we're 100% recruited. I'm grown now, so we're recruited. It's against the rules, but who cares? I'm here now. I'm gonna graduate high school. I see a couple of SDMA coaches here, but we won the tournament. Okay. But yeah, Apple Valley was probably the best move. I mean, we started in a little small townhouse and just kept bouncing around from there, trying to make the living and get by. So, I mean, like I said, to come from Indiana, small little place, to now, big difference, big jump. But we're taking everything into consideration and just trying to put on a good show for the fans now my last year.
Yeah.
Get it! Woo!
So you won 4 state titles for Apple Valley. I think 2 losses in your high school career in 8th grade. 3? 2, 3, whatever. You won Cadet Worlds, Junior Worlds. Had a lot of success. I think winning those state titles in Minnesota, the first time we got to see the backflip. And I guess the question is, where did the backflip come from? You just started flipping around. And then we actually had a question, can you do a front flip?
No.
We're not gonna try it out.
They're hard.
Maybe I don't know. But to go off what he said, the backflip came when I was really young. Like I said, I was wrestling band on 90 plus, and I could still do a back handspring. It was crazy. My mom used to take me to gymnastics class.
Yeah.
And the ladies were scared that I was too big flipping. I was gonna hurt myself. But now today it paid off, and I hope a lot of them saw that video and looked back on what they told me. And I mean, the backflip was always there. I started one time on the trampoline. gymnastics class, and I did it one time on the grass, and I was doing back handsprings. But like I said, I was a big little kid, so I got scared of doing the back handspring because I didn't want to break my wrist and catch wrong. So one day I decided just to flip normal, and I landed it. And after that, people ask me to do a backflip everywhere I go.
Most iconic backflip. So let's fast forward. You're being recruited, number one recruit in the country. You could have gone anywhere. Go through the recruiting process. Why did you choose Minnesota, and what has your experience been as a Gopher?
Yeah, like you said, I was the number one recruit, and to have other coaches, you got guys like Caleb Sanderson calling you, Tom Ryan from Ohio State, and John Smith, Oklahoma State, calling you, talking about we're going to give you a free ride. But that really ain't mattered to me. You know, the deal was staying home. I know I was going to stay home since I was 8th grade. I mean, I pulled up in a wrestling room, and Eggum let me come in, and I was wrestling Big Tony Nelson the first time. He was slamming me up against the wall and stuff. Long story, but it's from wrestling 8th grade to now wrestling guys like Schiller and Chris Farr and Brett Farr and getting beat up by those guys. I just knew I just wanted to be in a room that could help me skyrocket my success really quick. And even though we didn't have the rebuild process you guys saw when Tony and Dylan Ness graduated, it was just a crazy, because we went from top 2 team in the country to unranked in 1 year. And I wanted to bring back that culture that we had from 2012 to bring it back to now in 2021. And we're sitting damn right there. We took 7th at the NCAA tournament last year, and if like you mentioned, if Andrew Sparks wrestled that tournament, we're taking top 4 easy. So we're on that right path, and why not stay home and win a national title?
So you win Big Ten title, NCAA title, Hodge Trophy. Dominant this year, and you roll right into the Olympic team trials, dominate your way on the Olympic team at 20 years old. Take us through the days and the weeks leading up to the Olympic Games, your training, your acclimation in Japan. What was going through your head? What were you thinking?
Just not many. I mean, what I was really thinking was not many kids get to make it to Olympic Games at 21 years old, and you know, it's a crazy accomplishment that you're an Olympian. You're one of 6 people that go to whatever country every 4 years, and maybe you might not even go just because the weight might not get qualified that year before. So it's a kind of like a breathtaking experience, to be honest, is because I go out there, and me and Coach Eggum and Coach Brambold are over in Nakatsugawa, 3 hours away from Tokyo, and 14-hour plane ride from home, and we're sitting over there with 1 hour of outside time, and we can't even walk outside and go past the cones because they were so big on the COVID virus. And it was just weird, just a different take on the Olympic Games. I mean, people expect us to go out there and be in the village and have the time of our lives and winning in front of thousands of people, but not the case this year. It was actually probably the hardest 3 weeks I've had, because I'm away from home, 12-hour time difference. I don't get to talk to nobody from back home. So, but we made it work. I mean, at the end of the day, like I mentioned before, if you look over, a lot of you look over to the right, in that case, there is a gold medal, and that's the reason why it's here, because that hard work and dedication we put in those 3 weeks.
So you dominated your way into the finals. Let's talk about your quarterfinal match against Tahoe, multiple-time world champ. One of the 2 heavy hitters, has won, been in the finals the last decade. A guy that you probably watched countless times growing up. You looked up to him. What did it mean to wrestle a guy like that, and then what did that do for your confidence heading into the finals?
It means a lot, because he was 2016 Olympic champ, and he's going in there to win his 2nd Olympic gold medal, and then he's gonna get beat by a 21-year-old kid that has never seen senior level international experience that much. So to go out there and beat him in the way I did at 8-0 was a major confidence booster, just because he's probably one of the best Olympic heavyweights to ever touch the world soil. So I mean, he's phenomenal. It's hard to describe wrestling like a guy who's your idol. Imagine like you're going up playing the NBA and you're gonna play against LeBron James first game, and how would you feel about that? So like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so Now we're in the finals, and you're kind of against the other heavyweight, right? The other guy who's been dominant the last decade, who's won several world titles, medals, Gino Petrifielli. You start out hot, get a big lead. You probably should have had more points. In the break, what was going through your head? You were rolling. Talk about that.
During the break, I thought we were good. Eggum's over there talking to me like, you just gotta win 3 more minutes, we got this. And let me actually run this match from the beginning so you can hear it through my words, because I live this weird experience of how do you win in 13 seconds. I know a lot of people are gonna ask this. Let me just run it from the top. Gino Petrifielli, 3-time world champ, he's getting ready to do a quad. And quad is unheard of in freestyle wrestling. It's where he won 3 world championships and Olympic gold. It's never barely been done. If it's been done, it's done by a legend. And he was getting ready to do it. And I go out there and it's 4-0 right off the rip. I'm doing my thing. I'm like, oh yeah, we good, we sitting good. Get to the break, Eggum comes over, he's wiping me down, you want water? I'm like, hell no, I don't want water. I don't know if I cuss here, but we're gonna get to it. But and I'm like, nah, I don't want no water. Joe Russell, who was another Gopher alumni, he's in the corner too, and he's, clap it for Joe. And Joe's over there toweling me off, and I'm looking at Joe, and he's like, you got this. And I'm like, okay. And about a minute and a half later, I'm down 8-5. And I'm looking at Eggum, he's like, you got this, just keep going. But in the back of my head, I'm like, maybe silver is okay. Like, we could take home silver, people will still like it. And, but as the time went on, and there's about 30 seconds left, he takes a shot, I defend it, he takes another shot, and he holds on to me. And then something just kicked into me, and I didn't even look at nobody. I just thought about it myself. I was like, I spent 2 weeks in a mountainous area in the Kasugawa, Japan, with nobody around me. We couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't get out the hotel resort. All we had was a hot tub, steam room, sauna, wrestling mats all day. That was it. And then a week later, we spent a week in Tokyo, Japan, in a hotel. We barely could leave the hotel. We had like tracking devices on us because we couldn't go nowhere. And with that 13 seconds left, I'm like, damn, I spent 3 weeks here to come take second. Nah, no way.
Yeah, boy.
So I go out there and I get my first takedown. Somehow I cut him, which you can't do in freestyle. But it worked. The ref let me up, and he was slow to get up. So I gave him, if you watch the video, I gave him a little head bump so he can get up. He kind of gave me the what the heck type move, and I just kept running corner and ran the corner and ran the corner, and I looked at the clock and it's 0.2 seconds left, and I get up, I jump, and like the first thing you're supposed to do is probably like yell, and I don't know if I can cuss, but we're not gonna. It was 2, but there was some couple words after that Eggum heard, and probably screaming, oh my effing God, and I ran over to him, and he's on the edge of the mat, and I'm like about to jump on him, but I'm looking at the edge of the mat, like if I jump on him, he's going back. And it's game over, celebration's over. So I pick him up, hug him, and if I could tell you guys, the roller coaster of emotions you probably had at home watching that, to compare it to the end match, most life-changing experience for me, but most definitely probably like an at-home family experience for you guys to watch that, like you will forever, I hope, take in and talk about it forever.
Definitely one of the most epic matches. I don't think the WWE or Vince McMahon could have scripted that better. So you win the Olympic gold, pinnacle of our sport. You were already a big deal before that, well known, but you come back and everyone knows your name, everyone knows you, everyone watched that biggest moment in the 2020 games. So with that, NLI in college sports is a new thing, changing the landscape of college athletics. Talk about the experience after the Olympics, when you came back, what it was like, everyone knew you, everyone recognized you, even more so now, and how you handle all the new business opportunities with your academics, your training, and all of that.
Just coming back after the games, like I said, real life-changing. I mean, if you win the Olympic Games, you get $250,000 tax-free right off the bat. And so in the last 12 seconds, they gifted me 200,000. No, I didn't give me 200,000 because you take silver, you get 50, so I earned that 200,000. And so I claimed that, and I get back home, and my agent Dave Martin calls me, and he's like, "You got 10 interviews today, 30 minutes apiece." And that's like day one after I get back, and I did that for probably 6 days straight. And I was on the phone all day. I was like dragged out, and Vince McMahon gets a hold of me. Dana White gets a hold of me. Vikings, Buffalo Bills, Giants, Jets, Tennessee Titans, Detroit Lions all call me asking to come play for them. And like I mentioned before, really life-changing experience. And I go out to, fast forward some time, I go out to SummerSlam, and I sit down with Vince McMahon, and he asked me what the deal is. And if you guys probably know the person he gets after, he's real tough on people. So I go in there, and I'm sitting down with him, Triple H, and Nick Khan, who's the other president of WWE. And it's just me, a 21-year-old kid, sitting down with billionaires. And I'm like, kind of like scared, because I'm like, I've never seen people like this in my life. And I'm looking at them like, and like, you don't really see Vince in person. So like, Vince is a really scary dude. If you see Vince, you know he's about business. And I just look at him, and he was like, "All right, you want Olympic gold? We want you in WWE." It was just plain and simple. And I was like, okay. And he just told me this, and that. And about 2 minutes later, he's like, "All right, we're done." Cut it plain and simple. And the next day, he had all my stuff ready, and that was it. And I was like, "All right, Vince, you got me." That's how it went. Exactly how it went. But I mean, to cut everything short, and just so you guys can stop hearing me talking. I mean, you want me to keep going?
Yeah. Sure do.
Just to reach the epitome of a sport, the top, and to be that person that people look at is something that I'll forever hold, because you know my time is coming to an end with this sport, and I'm gonna go into the professional wrestling world and be an entertainer and hopefully be like The Rock, and I can come back here in 20 years and you see me as a movie star and stuff like that. So yeah, just like I mentioned, just never give up. You know, there's you hit a lot of bumps. I mean, I hit a lot of bumps too. And at the end of the day, one 13-second moment can change your life. One phone call can change your life. One talk with a person here can change anything. And I've met so many great people here, and there's so many lovely-looking people. Everybody came really best dressed. I don't know what Eggum's talking about with all that hair gel and garbage. I think Slater probably won the contest. But never give up on your dreams. The next door is opening always, right away.
Amen.
All right, we'll try and wrap this up here. A few more. Lesnar's a guy that you've known for a few years, in a way, a mentor, and a lot of people have talked. We're heavyweight you. Who would win, Gable or Lesnar in wrestling? I think we know the answer to that.
Gable?
But if you had to face him in the ring, who would win?
What ring?
The WWE ring.
Something I gotta talk to Vince about. You know, I don't write them rules.
It's up to the script writers.
We can't wait to watch.
Just briefly talk about the impact of the RTC, the Gopher Wrestling Club, the fundraiser we're here for. What has it done for you? How did it help you get to where you are today?
I mean, it helped you receive the top spot on the world stage. You know, guys like Hayden, Daniel, Sanders, Owen now, and you know, I've grown up watching guys like them, and to be on the same stage they are is something crazy. And I've grown real close to Hayden, and well, the guys I said I've grown real close to overall. So I'm just gonna keep their names in it, and just to have that foundation of guys in the room to lead the college guys, and me coming back to the sport of wrestling to lead those guys too brings a different energy to the team. And I most definitely tell you, when that November duel against Oklahoma State comes, we are coming to whoop ass.
Yeah!
So, you kind of summed a lot of this up. I mean, what would you like to, what's your legacy? What would you like to leave? You're coming back for your final year. What does that mean to you? closing remarks.
Okay. I don't know, just like I said, it's been a long time wrestling, and it's cool that you guys got to see me talk up here for probably one of the last times in a long time, because my wrestling time is coming to an end, sadly. And so to probably say one last thing is just like I said, never give up on your dreams. Always follow the right people's lead. I mean, from 7th grade to now, I've had Eggum and Becker sitting side by side with me to reach the highest point of my career. And you know, I haven't even touched the whole ceiling yet with WWE championships and everything else. So it's to close out is from a kid in Portage, Indiana that came from really nothing to a kid that moved to Apple Valley, Minnesota, won 4 state titles, won 1 national title, 2 in a couple months. You know how it goes. I'm not scared to say it. I'm gonna win it again and bring home a Haas Trophy again. Just to reach that point of the top of everything with guys like that by your side. Who wouldn't want to come to a school like the University of Minnesota? Who wouldn't want to wear maroon and gold? Who wouldn't want to be the best in the home city? Who wouldn't want to come and who wouldn't want to come and change the program forever from unranked to top 3 probably this year? Where has it been done? And just by one person following the lead of a coach that believed in him since he was 7th grade, and that coach followed him until he won Olympic gold is something special. And now we're here now at the Gala. Best dressed suits on, best dressed dresses on. Put it on, show it off. Have a good night.
Let's go! Let's go!
The silent auction is closed. We're going to roll right into the live auction.